it's Mary Ellen, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things related to the storytelling industry. If you don't already know me, I write nonfiction under my real name, Mary Ellen Quigley, and I write romance under my pen name, M.E. Laverne. And today's video is yet another writing vlog because I really like doing writing vlogs. I think they're fun. But I'm going to try to mix them up for you guys and do like 1 week vlogging, 1 week not vlogging, so that it's not just me sitting and vlogging all the time. Anyway. It's Monday morning, July 15th, and I have some majorly big news for you guys. So, last week was absolutely insane. When I left you guys, I had a very rough kind of draft of the first 2 acts of my book, and the 3rd act was basically just like dialogue, and that's all I had. And I knew that I needed to flush out the act 2, and I needed to finally get down act 3 in its entirety. And I was looking at the calendar and having a mild panic attack because I was like, I should not have done this to myself. But alas, I did that to myself. And so I decided that I was going to just really push the writing last week. Usually I work long hours at work. I have a job that is unfortunately very demanding, and I don't work a 40-hour work week. I've said this to you guys before. It's not uncommon for me to work 50, 60 hours. It just depends on the week and what's going on. So I typically work to about 7 o'clock every night. Sometimes it's 8, depending on the week and what we're working on. Sometimes I'm lucky and I get out at 6. Just depends. Long story short, I ended up really pushing it last week, which I will explain why I do not necessarily think that was a great idea. But anywho, I ended up doing it where I would get off work like at 7-ish, for example, go make dinner, go play with the dog for a little bit, you know, clean up the house, do all the stuff around the house, go out in the yard with the dog, do all that stuff that you do, take my shower, all the things, right? And then about 10 o'clock, I would get back in my living room, open up my laptop, and I would write for at minimum 2 hours. And then around midnight, I would go and I would start doing my winding down for bed routine. Meaning that I was going to bed close to 1 a.m. every single day last week, and then getting up around 6:30 for work in the morning. Sometimes 6, because I do have owners meetings on some days first thing in the morning. So I was really rolling in on like 5 hours of sleep last week. But here's the best part. My first draft is done. Yes, it is. I have the entirety of the novel written, and it is an extremely rough draft. But you guys know from me doing previous vlogs that if I concentrate that late at night, when there's no distraction, because nobody's up at 10 p.m. The only person who may even remotely be up at 10 p.m. and text me is my sister, but she usually doesn't that late in the evening. So from 10 to midnight, there are no phone calls, there's nothing from work, there's nothing from family or friends. It is literally just 2 hours of quiet. And my dog at that point is like, I'm ready for bed, Mom. What are you doing? So even he doesn't bother me. It's literally 2 hours just uninterrupted work time. And because of that, I was able to really get that 3rd act written out fast because there were no distractions. And again, speech to text is absolutely a game changer for me. Like such a game changer for me, because a lot of times I can speak what I want it to be way quicker than I can type it with my fingers. So long story short, the first draft is done. It is a very rough draft. So part 2 of this is that I do not necessarily think me pushing that was a great idea, because full transparency, I know I look really good today. Toot. No, I'm just kidding. Look at my nails. How cute are my nails? Anyway, I don't feel good. I do not. I look like I feel great today. I'm stuffy. Can you guys tell that I'm stuffy? Like, I'm stuffy. I just don't feel good. I had to get up and I pretend that I got it together today because I had an odors meeting first thing in the morning. So I was like, fake it till you make it. I also am dealing with swelling. So over the last few days, I've been swelling up a lot. I have lymphedema in the one leg, which is normal for me, but in the summertime it will get worse. But for whatever reason, it's not just my lymphedema leg that's swelling, it's my other foot as well, and also my fingers feel swollen. So I don't know what's going on. I put a message into my cardiologist, and he is in the process of scheduling me an appointment, hopefully for this week. I'm crossing my fingers, but I don't know what's causing it because I haven't been eating anything overly salty. I've been taking my medication. I don't know it's hot, but it's not like any hotter than it's been over the last month. So I don't know what's going on, but I don't know how well today will go. I'm excited that the first draft is done. What comes next is that I have about 2.5 weeks left, and honestly, I'm going to try to rush this and make it more like 2 weeks, where I need to work on actually fleshing out the story. So I did a complete read through. You know how you can have, Word and Google Docs will read it to you? So I ended up having it read the entirety of the book aloud to me. And I just kind of listened to it while I was doing housework yesterday, as though I was listening to an audiobook. There are some things about my story that I definitely need to flesh out. I don't think the characters are fleshed out as much as they could be. A couple things that I'm extremely concerned about is like the actual romance between the two people in the book, because I feel like it comes across a little, I don't want to say it's insta-lovey, but I feel like the shift from I hate you and I don't want this marriage to let's make out and now I want to marry you, it's too quick. The other thing is I want to make sure that my mafia guy is not too nice, because I think that he's coming across a little bit like Prince Charming, which is great, but he's in the mafia. So I want him to be Prince Charming to his lady, but not Prince Charming because he's supposed to be running the mafia. Like, act like you're running the mafia. So I need to add a little bit, I don't want to say of violence, because that's not what I'm going for, but I need to add a little bit of him being more bossy to the people that he's bossing, if you get what I'm saying. Basically where I'm at right now is just flushing out the fine details of the story to make sure that everything flows and that the characters are where I want them to be so that the reader actually likes them. I'm going to just chillax, and that is what I'm working on this week. It's just, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I can stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock today. Like, I just don't feel good. I think I'm going to have to, go to sleep and in fact, I may message my boss and be like, I need to do a half day today. Here's the good news, though. I actually really love my book, and I'm so excited, but remind me not to write a book in a month again. All right, I will see you guys in the next clip. Hello. I was singing my song before I hit record because it's been one of those mornings. My sister and I have a song. Actually, my dad is the one who came up with it, and I don't remember where the tune came from. But whenever we're just like, I don't understand, we like to sing a song, and I apologize for the language because it's foul language. But whenever we're just like, WTF, we have a song for it. And it goes like this. What the fucking fuck, motherfuckers? What the fuckity fuck? And then we like to add little verses of like, fuckity fuck, fuck a duck, like stupid stuff. Just because, sometimes you're just like, I don't understand what is happening in the world. And I just have to make up a song about it because it makes me feel less like, I don't know, makes me feel better. It's been one of those mornings. I woke up singing. So anyways, let me tell you about my week. It has been highly exciting, and not in a good way. So last time I checked in with you guys, I was feeling pretty positive. I was like, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great week. We got this, right? And then Monday night happened. So Monday night, there were bad thunderstorms that went through the Chicago area and spun off a ton of tornadoes. I think National Weather Service is saying it's like groundbreaking for our area. It was something like 20-something tornadoes that have been reported. And they're still investigating, so we don't have a final count yet. We knew severe thunderstorms were coming. That was not a shock. And so, as always, you put on the news station and you start getting yourself ready to go. So I was like moving things out of the closet so that if the sirens went off, we could get inside the closet. Long story short, I wasn't super concerned about it, and I don't think anybody else was. We knew it was going to be bad, but I don't think we knew it was going to be this bad. And then Monday night rolls around, and I'm immediately starting to get nervous because the storms were bad. They were really bad. So I have the news station on. I don't have cable, but I watch the live apps on my phone, and I'm looking at this thing come through. And at one point in time, the guy on the news station was like, there are 10 reported tornadoes on the ground right now. It was like an hour from me. And I'm just like, oh my God. All of a sudden my phone starts going off with all the weather alerts and the tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. All the warnings start popping through. So I take my dog to the safe room. Our electric's flashing on and off, and we're sitting in the safe room, my closet, when I hear the guy on the news station name my town, and he's like, hey, if you are in this town, take cover, because there's a tornado on the ground heading straight for you. And I panicked. I called my sister. because I just wanted someone with me. I'm by myself. I have my dog. I wanted someone to get on the phone and pray with me because I was really terrified. It's my first time really having something this severe on my own. And I'm like, I'm going to die alone in my closet, surrounded by old clothes and shoes. There was indeed a tornado. It touched down a few towns for me, and it was like a record. It went like 29 miles. And essentially, it wasn't on the ground the full 29 miles. It was on the ground, and then it picked up, and then it would go back down for a few, and then it would pick up. It touched down in my area, and it picked up 2 blocks from my house. I was 2 blocks from having the tornado. And what's even more scary is that if you look at the path of the tornado, it would have hit my neighborhood. Like, it would have either hit my house or my neighbor's. The one thing that was the most terrifying, I've never had this happen to me before. I've had a lot of storms and I've had tornadoes in my area, but I've never had a tornado that close to me. Do you know how they talk about the freight train sound when it comes to tornadoes? That's the thing. I was on the phone with my sister and I was like, I can hear the freight train sound. Thankfully, my house was not hit by the tornado. There are some neighbors very close to me that were and are dealing with quite a bit of damage due to downed trees. There's a couple that took direct hits to their house. We do have one person in the neighborhood, like 2 blocks from me, basically, who they have no house. So there are, some people who got hit a lot harder than I did. And so the little minimal damage that I have, it's stressful for sure, but not compared to how bad it could be. And there was unfortunately one person in our area that did die because the tornado took down a tree and the tree landed on the house and it killed her. So we did have one death for the tornado, at least in Indiana. I haven't heard really much from the Illinois side, but it was really bad and this whole area got hit. Anyway, it's really scary. It's been a long week. I did call off work on Tuesday because I just had too much to deal with at my house. I was also sick, that dealing with health issues I think were just exacerbated. I can't talk. I'm going to quit trying to use big words because obviously I'm too tired to mess with that. But anyways, I think it was made worse by, the stress and all the things that kind of went with the aftermath of the storm. But, I'm good. My electric is on. I'm okay. But then part 2 of that is just, it's been crazy at work. We're going into budget season, so there has been a lot of side projects we had to do. It's forecasting week. But then I woke up this morning to the Microsoft Crowdstrike outage, which has affected pretty much, I think, the whole world off and on here. But at the very beginning of this, I woke up at 5:50. It was just prior to 6 a.m. because I have airport hotels. And obviously the airports were grounded, which means you have no flights in, no flights out. And it was crazy. So I was having to help the hotels with that. And then to make matters worse, a lot of people couldn't get onto their computers. I couldn't get onto all my systems. And the front desk team at the hotels could not get onto their systems, so they couldn't check anybody in or out of the hotel. I have been up working since 6 a.m. this morning. It's just now going on 11, so I'm really tired. Really, really, really tired. And to put this in perspective, I have not really touched writing since last weekend. I haven't touched it, and I am really nervous about the timeline of this book. So here's what I think is going to happen, and I don't like this, and this is why I'm very nervous. So I don't think my book is going to be able to go through a beta reader, and I hate that because I think that every book should. I think you should always have a second set of eyes on your book to help you catch plot holes, inconsistencies, characters that aren't done very well, whatever. I don't see how I'm going to get it done because I have to have this uploaded. The paperback manuscript has to be uploaded by the 6th of August, and my ebook has to be uploaded by the 9th of August. I could technically take the paper book down from pre-order and just release ebook first. That's fine. That's totally fine. So basically, let's say the 9th of August. I have to have this uploaded. I'm looking at a calendar. I've got 3 weeks still, but I would have to have it to a beta reader by Monday. And I haven't worked on the book a week. I thought I was okay when I did my initial check-in with you because I had the plan on working on this book every night and being by the end of this coming weekend, by this Sunday, right? Being ready to hand it off to a beta reader. I haven't touched it. It's not going to be ready for a beta reader by Monday. Number one, I'm too tired to do that. I don't think I can do a late night tonight. I need to sleep. I really need to sleep. It's been a bad week. But part two of that is this weekend I have other things I need to do. So like, I don't have time to just sit and write all week. I actually have things going this weekend. There's no possible way that I'm going to have this book in the hands of a beta reader by Monday. So then I got to thinking, because there are people on Fiverr, and I've never really hired anybody off Fiverr, but I've worked for Fiverr. Not right now, but before I was offering my services on Fiverr. So I know there are people that offer a both. Like, I will beta read and give you feedback on your plot and edit your book. I've never tried it. I don't know how well that works. But regardless, this book has to be in the hands of someone, at minimum, by like middle to end of next week. And I just don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. And then I have to get it back, like at the very latest, it needs to go to an editor/beta reader on the 28th or 29th of July. So, I mean, that's really cutting it short, because then that would give them a week. And if they could get it back to you by like the following Sunday, which is the 4th, that would leave me 5 days. 5 days. I'm gonna die here. 5 days to fix whatever they found and then format the thing. Oh my god. It's like, I don't know. Like, guys, I don't know. I'm worried that the end product is not going to be the quality I want it to be. I'm worried that it's going to be rushed out and not be because let's be real, a bad quality product can make or break a career. I love my story, but I've also been staring at my story for 2 years. So I'm probably not the best judge of how well my story is actually written. I have 2 choices. My first choice is to go with the flow, send it to the beta reader /editor, and hope that it works out, or push back the release date. Then I would be going to my author fair with nothing new to offer. And to me, it's not worth going to the author fair if you're not going to have anything to offer. So anyways, I don't know, I'm feeling very torn. I also realized that I'm just exhausted this week. Like, I literally have only averaged maybe 4 hours of sleep a night. So I also realized that some of this overwhelming stress that I feel is just because I'm tired. And I think that tomorrow I'm not setting an alarm. Like, I'm just going to get up naturally. I'm going to just get some sleep. And my goal is to get some sleep, see how much I can get done this weekend, and then regroup on Sunday evening and or Monday morning to see how I'm feeling and kind of gauge how I'm feeling. I don't want to make a decision today based on stress and being tired and then regret that I made that decision. So I'm going to sleep on it. This is kind of a long update of me sitting here talking with my Kanban board that has not been updated because Mary's making no progress this week. I will let you know how I feel a couple days from now after I've had some rest and potential relaxation. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. I will check in with you guys in a couple of days. Okay, bye. Hey guys, it's Sunday and I promised you guys an update, and I apologize for the lighting because I did not bother with the ring lights. I have my phone propped on my desk, and so there you go. An update that this is going to be kind of a sad way to end the vlog, and I'm sorry it's a sad way to end the vlog, but I wanted to kind of talk through all this with you guys because I just got done crying, as you can tell from my red face, because I had a full-on mental breakdown. Full-on mental breakdown. Let me explain why I had a mental breakdown. The one thing that people don't talk about when you are working a full-time job and a demanding full-time job and you're running 2 podcasts and trying to write is that there's this lovely thing called burnout that can just creep up on you. And it's been creeping on me for weeks, but I think this week it came to a head, and it all really stems around that Microsoft Crowdstrike outage, because what was supposed to be a decent Friday, like I knew I was going to have to work normal hours, get off work and, whatever, ended up being a complete mess because I ended up having hotels that still weren't online on Saturday. So I'm having to work on Saturday because my computer was down a good chunk of Friday. I ended up having to do forecasting on Saturday. So I worked all Saturday, other than like the couple breaks I took to run errands and, do grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff. I worked all day yesterday. I am so overwhelmed and burnt out by life right now. I feel like the hits keep coming faster than I can recover from them, if that makes sense. And I know that some of it is me, and I know that some of it is also just circumstances. Like the Crowdstrike thing is out of everyone's control, and there's a lot of people that had to work this weekend because the systems were down. But I am so overwhelmed. That's how I feel. I don't know how well this is going to work, but one of my goals for this week is I'm going to have to start setting boundaries. I'm going to start setting boundaries not only with my personal life, but also with my work life. The other thing I'm setting boundaries with is work, and that is limiting how many meetings that they schedule during my week and getting off work on time. Now, if there's emergencies where you need to work later in the day, that's understandable because emergencies pop up for everyone. But on a normal weekly basis, I should not be working till 7, 8 o'clock every night. That's not normal, nor is it needed. So, boundaries. I'm going to set boundaries. And one of those is that I'm setting an alarm on my phone. And at 5 o'clock, I'm wrapping up whatever I'm doing and I'm getting off the computer. Because in order for me to not have complete mental breakdown, I need to start taking time for myself. So with that being said, the book project has made absolutely no progress. With that in mind, and with the way that I mentally feel today, the mental capacity that I have today, I don't think it's going to be done by August. I'm just being 100% real. I could be wrong because, I've got a couple weeks, but if things continue to trend like they're trending where I don't have time for anything, there is not going to be time to write that book in 2 weeks and to get it edited in a way that I believe is appropriate, because I am a huge believer that you do not release a product that is subpar. That if I'm going to slap my name on something, even if it is a pen name, it needs to be worthy of people purchasing it. And if I don't feel like my product is worthy enough, I will not release it. If I do not have time to, at minimum, put this through an editor, I'm not releasing the book. That means I may have to push it back a week or two. I don't know what Amazon's rules are. The author fair is the 17th. And one of the reasons why I wanted the book out the week prior was so I could get author copies. But I had a friend of mine mention that you don't necessarily need to have author copies. Just make up a card that they can scan the QR code and go to Amazon and either pre-order it or purchase it from Amazon. It's not ideal because I wanted to have actual physical copies of my book to sell. But if all else fails, if I could get it done by the following week and get it uploaded, at least at that point, they could buy the ebook. And if for some reason I don't get it done by then they could pre-order the book perhaps. But it's not ideal, and that's not what I wanted. My update is that I've updated nothing. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I don't know, guys. I'm having a really bad mental health day. I'll be honest with you. I've done a lot of crying today. I have Bible study. I don't want to even do Bible study. Like, my heart's not in it. And I think that I just need to start cutting back on things. I'm going to have to start just telling people no. I can feel myself going into like burnout phase. My mental health is declining a little bit because let's be real, because I just have too much on my plate. So that's the goal. That's where I'm at. Sorry that it's kind of, again, a depressing and sad ending to the vlog, but this is the reality of trying to run multiple things at one time. I don't know how people do this. Like, my dream is to write full time, but how can you ever get there if you don't even have time to write one book? I have a lot to think about. It's been a bad weekend. I'm a little bit down, as you can tell, a little down and depressed. I'll be okay. I will snap out of it. Everything will be fine. It's just been a bad day and a bad weekend. I did a lot of crying. So please send positive thoughts, prayers, whatever it is you do, my way. And I hope that the next vlog is a little bit more positive than this one. I don't know if I will have a video next week unless I do another vlog, honestly. I'll probably just do another vlog. I know I told you guys at the very beginning of this I was going to rotate, but I may just do another vlog because I don't think I'll have time to plan a video, and then we'll go from there, but we'll see how the week goes. Sorry for the depressing ending. I love you guys. Thank you to those of you who are new and sticking around to see this process. It is rocky road, y'all. It's rocky road. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, share, comment, all the things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.